Hi, Aries. This is Kathy Mamelin, Psychic Medium. Welcome to a timeless love reading for my no contact, for my sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Low contact, low communication. What is going on with my person? What are they thinking and feeling? What messages does Spirit have for us? I will be using some charms and some initials, so we'll get some evidence and clues from those. But let's just see what's going on in this connection, any guidance Spirit has for you today. So let's call in our spirit guides now. It's a fully channeled message. If you've never watched me before, welcome. Welcome back, everybody. Spirit, please share with me loving messages from my no contact, the person that's on my mind. What is it that you need us to know? What is it that you need us to hear at this time? I am listening for you now. I have possession, a sense of codependency, obsessiveness, clingy, high maintenance. I feel like you were becoming on either side. It could be in reverse, but I feel like you weren't standing on your own 2 feet. I need you to stand on your own 2 feet. I can't do everything for you, something like that. Denial, refusing to see the truth. They're saying I've told you over and over again. Now, it could be something that you've told your person over and over again that they're not listening. Maybe we're fighting about the same thing over and over again. We're having the same conversation and never getting any different results. But refusing to see the truth in a situation, okay, ignoring the truth, they're saying. And I have a calendar, making plans. Now, I have the number 2 days I would like to thank. I'll confirm that with Spirit as I go, but maybe we're going to hear from our person in 2 days. Maybe that's a clue. Maybe we are going to finally break the no contact. I have listening. I hear you. I did listen. They're sharing with me, I want you to understand is how they said it. Like, I want you to understand my point of view. I need you to put yourself in my shoes, something like that. And I'm scared. I'm scared. Usually that is at the heart of a no contact, is I'm afraid to commit. I'm afraid of these feelings. I'm walking away because I'm vulnerable. Fear of these feelings. I'm going to go with that for a minute, because sometimes especially if we've never really given our heart to somebody before, you'd think that everybody wants that. But if you've never really been vulnerable before with somebody and you have that fear of being hurt, it feels foreign to you. And even if this person has been in other relationships, they may have never been in love with somebody. They have never been this close to anybody before. They could be struggling with, I left you before you could leave me because I had the upper hand, or it was my decision instead of your decision. Let's see what some of the cards are saying. Spirit, please share with me. I have illuminate. Your light helped to guide me out of my darkness. They said you were always there for them. And that's what they're holding on to. That you never gave up on them. So they're not forgetting that. That's probably a good thing, is that all that energy you put into, I will love you until you love yourself. I will be here for you. I will be committed to you. I'm here to listen. I'm here to talk. They are holding on to that right now. I adore your innocence, your naivety, I guess. Little bit of I adore your inner child. I adore the playfulness. I adore I loved when it wasn't, I loved when it was easier, right? I loved when it wasn't so hard. When did it become so hard? When did this connection become difficult? So there had to have been a starting point where all of a sudden, you know, we weren't talking to each other, or cold shoulders, or you're not listening, you're not understanding, don't tell me what to do. But I missed that stage where it was fun and we played and we were children. I can't do this anymore. I feel desperate. I can't live without you. I can't be alone. How about I can't do this without you? Especially when we rely on somebody, especially when there's always been somebody there next to us that we can trust to be there. I can't get you out of my mind. I'm totally distracted by you. There is a sense of counting. There is a sense of I've been counting the days, counting the hours. This could be the longest that we've been away from each other. Lies. I can't seem to do what's right. Everything, they're sharing with me that even when they're not lying to you, or even when they're telling you the truth, you don't believe them. So they've gotten to the point where why bother? Because you could be saying, I don't believe a word you say. I've lost trust. When should I believe you? Should I believe this and not this? So maybe this person has to really earn your trust again. A surprise. I have a beautiful surprise plan for you. I'm trying to make plans. There's a sense of 2 days, 2 weeks. I'm trying to make plans. I mean, am I going to have this big smile on my face? Maybe not. But I do feel like this could be even a memory of, do you remember when we celebrated your birthday, our anniversary, the last time I saw you at an event, something along those lines, you were smiling. So they remember you smiling for sure. Nobody cares. Nobody's thinking about me. Nobody's looking for me. You're not chasing me. You're not calling me. It makes me feel like you don't really want to be with me. But maybe you've made it up in your mind, like you're not going to chase somebody. My life is dull and unfulfilling. I'm bored without you. It's just not the same. It's not the same without you. And they're starting to feel the void. And usually that's when they start to think, have I made a mistake? I feel like there's a sense of arrogance in the beginning with this person, that I'm going to leave you before you can leave me. I'm not going to call you because you need to call me and prove to me that you're still in love with me. So there was a sense of arrogance in the beginning until all of a sudden the space and time kind of puts them in their place, where you are not calling, you are not responding to them, you are not jumping when they say jump. And I feel like that's a little bit of it's almost like putting a kid in a timeout chair. Like, you can jump up and down all you want. As a 2-year-old, you can scream, yell, and holler and throw yourself on the floor. But you see that chair over there? You're going to go sit in that chair until you calm down. And maybe they did go sit in that chair for a little while. Maybe they did stop their temper tantrum. Maybe they did calm themselves down. And now they can behave again and come back into this connection and play nicely again. So there's a sense that this person was just totally arrogant with how this was going to go down. And I think they're They did not think that you were not going to chase them. I have a Queen of Cups. I have a Nine of Cups. I have a Justice card. I have an Ace of Swords. I feel like they've given a lot of thought to a commitment, and I think that that's what's going on. I'm struggling with I'm not ready, or I don't want to talk about it, or that's not what I signed up for, and now you're talking about it. So have they always been afraid to commit? Not necessarily. They may have committed to other people in the past, but for whatever reason, they're not committing to you. And that could be really upsetting to you. It's you married somebody else. How come you're not going to marry me someday? You know, so I just feel like they don't want to talk about it. And it needs to be talked about. I have a Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups. I will tell you that they were the most content and happiest when they were with you. I do feel like they, I don't know, they found something in you, like this sense of family or this sense of peace, this comfort zone. I'm really comfortable with you. I would say that. I have a Devil. I messed up. I have a Five of Swords. I have a Nine of Wands. Wow. I do feel like I messed up. Queen of Wands. This is a classic example of I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. I messed up. I'm kicking myself. I want the fight to be over. It's harder than I thought it would be. I wasn't expecting it to be this difficult. How do I make things right? How would I repair things? How would I even fix this? So they could be struggling with, I don't even know where to start. But the one thing I do feel is through all of this, whatever this is, this I messed up, Devil energy, be a third party, is that you're still my queen. At the end of the day, it just came into me as you're still the one I want. You may be so mad, but you don't want them. You're still the one I want, and I want to prove it, Spirit's saying. So will this person come back and prove it to you? So prove it to you in actions. Let me get some initials. Spirit, please share with me some initials. First initials, last initials. What is it that you have? I have a V, E, K, A, G, N, T, L, U, E, J, C, N, I, P, G, get a couple more, U, and a K. So some of you may connect to those. Let's see what some feelings are. Spirit, please share with me some feelings. It was love at first sight and my first true love. Nobody can take that away from us. You could be the first person they gave their heart to. And they are realizing now that they can't replace you that easily. But it's not that easy to walk away from feelings. That you don't just end something and all of a sudden that person's out of your life forever. I mean, you're attached to that person emotionally. And sometimes people think it's just like, that's it, I'm done. I'm just going to move on. And then all of a sudden their emotions catch up with them. And that's not what they thought it was going to be. I will always forgive the mistakes that you make. So that feels like they're asking for forgiveness. If I'm willing to forgive your mistakes, maybe we both were wrong. Maybe we both did things that we're not proud of. Are you willing to forgive my mistakes? A twin flame. You're my secret mystery, fulfilling every fantasy. I've never been with anybody like you. I've never had this chemistry. I've never been this close to anybody. Let's face it, I've never had what we have with anybody else. So they're starting to, I guess, appreciate what we had. Thank you for being you, my light in the dark. I feel like you believed in them when nobody else did. And I feel like that is the message, that they're realizing that out of everybody in their life, family, friends, coworkers, anybody, that you are the one who matters the most, even when we're not talking. That you are the one that, at the end of the day, I feel like is always going to be there. Spirit, please share with me. A superficial bond. I don't think it's a superficial bond as much as somebody saying, I don't feel secure in this connection. I don't feel like you're not going anywhere. Maybe I don't have a ring on my finger. Maybe we don't live together. Maybe we don't even define this relationship as exclusive. So it makes somebody feel like, yeah, this is superficial. You know, what do we have? So maybe one of you wanted more, and I don't blame you. You do deserve to know where you stand in a relationship. An offer of patience. Please be patient with me. The number 7, the number 10. I had an affair. I'm not proud of it. I feel like they're asking for forgiveness for that. But I also feel like they have a lot of explaining to do. My pride got the better of me. My ego. It's going to take time to rebuild. The number 11, 11, 11. This feeling of you're still the one I want, and I want to prove it, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time to heal. It's going to take time to build our trust again with each other. I was deceiving you. I feel like this is an admittance. I feel guilty for deceiving you. I feel ashamed for deceiving you. I was wrong. I messed up. So at least they're stepping to the plate and acknowledging that they hurt you. I worry that I lost you forever. I'm having sleepless nights. I was feeling pressured for commitment. I was feeling pressured for the next level. I pushed this away because I was afraid. I needed my freedom. I wanted freedom. And you knew I was a runner. I ran from every relationship I've ever been in. So you could have known that, but maybe you thought this would be different this time. This person has to find themselves, they're saying. This person has to find themselves within this connection before they come back, hopefully, and say, I can't keep running. I've got to find a partner in life and create my own family and create a relationship that stays. So, you know, people who keep running end up having very empty relationships because they're temporary. Let's see what the charms are saying. So I have this beautiful bowl of charms, and I'm going to grab some of these numbers first, if they could have meaning. And I'm just going to get a little handful here. Let me grab a nice little pinch. And we'll see what these say. The number 1. Or the number 2. I'm still feeling 2 days. I'm still feeling 2 days. Maybe I haven't talked to them in 2 days. I have the number 30. I have 14, the number 19, and the number 10. So any of those numbers could connect to you. I have a butterfly. That's coming into me as we need to change. Period, point blank. I have another butterfly. I'll put that with that. And I have a leaf, like turning over a new leaf. So this is like an agreement. I feel like this is like something we talk about. I feel like we say, we can change, we can heal, we can repair this, but we both have to be willing to, start over or turn over a new leaf. I have Santa in a bow. I'm going to say not so much Santa, but I always saw you as a gift. And no, I'm going to take that back. I should have seen you as a gift. I should have appreciated you when I had you. Now that I'm kind of out here on my own and I'm out here in the cold by myself, I'm realizing that I pushed away the best thing that's ever happened to me. I know that now. What does this guy say? It's a clock. What's it say on the back? Hold on. Did it say something? No. Okay. It's just a clock. So it's just a matter of time. I'm going to say it that way. I have a hammer. This person could work with tools. They could work with their hands, but a hammer does two things. It can tear down something or it can build something. So we could rebuild. I can say it that way. We can put it back together. We can repair. So that could be if we both want it. I have beautiful flowers. Watering can, watering the flowers. I got to take care of the flowers. Maybe you feel like they didn't take care of you. They didn't put the energy into making sure that this connection was always blooming. I have a train and I have an airplane. I'm just going to use the word traveling because there was a sense of we could go anywhere in the world with this connection. We can have a lifetime together. We can travel by car. We can travel by bicycle. We can travel by train, by plane. And we could go anywhere. But we have to decide if we're going to do this together. And then I have this book. So I always see a book as, love story, or we're in the middle of an unfinished book. We're in the middle of a chapter. We need to write the next chapter together, something like that. I have a sewing machine. So can we sew this thing back together? Can you sew my heart back together? Because you tore my heart apart and now you've got to sew it back together. And here's this big, huge heart. Like I had given you my heart and, here's this big heart and you tore it apart. And I don't know what it's going to take for me to feel whole again. But I do feel like we can do it. I will say that. So those are my beautiful charms. We could travel this world together. I feel like we have unfinished business. Sometimes I feel like it's over. Sometimes I feel like move on because you're wasting your time. But in this case, I feel like we have, it's not over. It's a pause for both of us to learn, is how I want to say it. We both need to feel, the distance to realize how much we really do love each other. Spirit, please share with me. I love everything about you. So it's nothing that it's not like I'm not attracted to you anymore, or we don't have anything in common anymore. I've outgrown you. I don't feel any of those things. There are so many feelings I want to share with you, but I'm shy about opening up. I've been holding back. I've been holding back my feelings. I should have been more open with you. I feel like we are in each other's lives for a reason. Serendipity. God put me in your life for a reason. I'm starting to realize that now. I'm open to exploring things with you, but I can't make any promises, but I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded to a second chance. I'm open-minded to talking. I'm open-minded to, where do we start? You really know how to make me laugh. I miss your laugh. I miss your smile. Sometimes that's all it takes. I want to hold you in my arms. If I could just hug you before we even talk about everything that we've gone through, I would know that you still love me. If I could just hold you. That's huge, I think. Just hold you again. I wish that you could do that, because sometimes it's like, if I could just hug you without having some kind of big, deep relationship conversation, and just be like two people that are hurting, I would know what you're feeling. I would be able to tell if this is all real. I would be able to tell if this has a chance. Spirit, please share with me. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up, and I want to reconcile. I hurt myself when I left you. You were my home, and now I feel like I'm out in the cold. I thought I had family. I thought I had friends that would be there for me. They're busy with their lives. You were the only one who was always there. You were my constant. You were my rock. So they're starting to feel the void. I'm still trying to find a place for myself in the world. I'm struggling with other areas of my life still, but not a good enough excuse to run from this connection. I know we've been together in past lives. I recognize you. You were never a stranger to me. I feel like I've known you forever. I kept up a facade to the world, but you always saw past that into my soul. You're the only one who really knows the real me. Let's see what they have for okay, I hope my recording came back. Let's get some timeline. Within 3 months. I have winter being important, could be birthday months in the winter. I have March being important. And I have July. So we'll put those out there into the universe as well. But in the meantime, we'll ask Spirit to guide you both. I want to thank Spirit for these messages today. If you are new to my channel, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you always for your kind words and your comments. If anyone would like to book a private reading with me, please check out my website at kathymamelinspsychicmedium.com. We'll see you again real soon.